Most of the confidence advice out there is nothing but hype, surface level tricks, empty talk, a bunch of noise telling you to believe in yourself or just act confident without giving you anything real to work with. But here's the truth. As a man, confidence isn't something you perform. It's something you build. And the only way to build it is through skill. Skill is the real source of strength. Skill is what makes you calm under pressure, sharp in conversations, and powerful when it counts. When you've put in the work, when you've trained, failed, improved, and mastered something, you don't need anyone to tell you that you're good enough. You know that you are. And that's what we build in my private coaching program. This isn't about fake hype or motivational fluff. It's about becoming the kind of man who earns respect because he's capable, skilled, and consistent. If you're ready to stop pretending and start performing, hit the link below and join us. You'll get the structure, support, and accountability to transform into the man that you know you're meant to be. Let's break down exactly why skill beats hype every time and how to build bulletproof confidence through competence. Point 1, hype is temporary, skill is permanent. Confidence built on hype is a ticking time bomb. It feels good for a moment. Maybe you psych yourself up before a speech, a song, or say some loud motivational quotes. But when reality punches you in the face, all that fake fire disappears. Skill, on the other hand, stays. It doesn't fade when you're tired. It doesn't vanish under pressure. Because skill isn't a feeling, it's a fact. It's something you've built through effort, repetition, and struggle. It becomes part of who you are. Hype is a sugar rush. Skill is a long-term fuel source. When you've trained for something, whether it's public speaking, combat, business, or leadership, you carry that ability with you into every single room. You don't need to fake confidence because you have real capability. And that's what people respect. That's when you start to see respect in yourself. That's why so many men feel a high and worthless the next. They're addicted to hype, but haven't built a foundation. You don't need to feel good every day to perform like a man. You need to be skilled enough to handle business even on the rough days. So start focusing less on how you feel and more on what you can do. Because in the real world, men are judged by their ability, not their emotions. Point 2. Competence is the fastest way to kill insecurity. Let's talk about insecurity. The stuff that creeps in when you're uncertain, when you overthink, when you start asking, am I good enough? Or, what if I mess up? That insecurity thrives in one place, the absence of skill. If you don't trust your ability, your mind will always be at war with itself. You'll hesitate, you'll second guess, you'll look for permission. But here's the fix: competence. The moment you become good at something, insecurity begins to die. Why? Because you've given yourself proof. You've shown yourself that you can perform, solve, lead, or endure. That's what builds real confidence, but backing it with results. The man who knows he can speak clearly doesn't fear judgment. The man who's trained his body doesn't worry about getting tested. The man who's mastered his leadership doesn't flinch when he's in charge. Competence kills insecurity at the root. You stop worrying about how you're perceived because you're too focused on what you can do. So ask yourself, where are you feeling insecure? And what skills need to be built in that area? Because once you train it, master it, and prove it, that doubt doesn't stand a chance. Confidence isn't about being fearless. It's about knowing that you can handle the task at hand. Skill makes you valuable, and value creates confidence. If you want to walk into any room with confidence, here's the secret. Be valuable, not just loud, not just polished, actually useful. When you develop the skill that solves problems or helps people win, your confidence skyrockets because you know you matter. You don't have to fake importance when your ability adds value. The men who can lead under pressure, the men who can speak with clarity, the men who can defend himself, build systems, or execute plans. That man doesn't need to beg for respect. He gets it by default. Skill puts you in demand. It positions you as someone that people can count on. And when you know others rely on your ability, you start to walk differently. You carry weight, not because you asked for it, but because you've actually earned it. This is exactly what we help men build inside my private coaching program. We identify your gaps, Lock in on your focus and develop your strengths in a way that actually puts you at the top. Confidence becomes a natural byproduct when you know that you bring something to the table that no one else does. So if you're tired of feeling invisible, stop trying to be seen and start becoming valuable. When your skill creates outcomes, confidence follows automatically. Click the first link in the description below and join the program and learn to build unshakable confidence through competence with other men as well. Point 4. Real confidence is boring but effective. Here's something you won't hear in most motivational content. Real confidence is boring. It's not dramatic, it's not loud. It's not about flexing or making grand entrances. It's quiet, steady, and brutally effective. It's built in every early morning when no one's watching. It's built in the lonely reps, the canceled plans, and the consistent training, the disciplined effort. It's not sexy, but it works. The confident man isn't one that's always making noise. He's the one who shows up and executes. He doesn't need hype because he's consistent. And consistency beats excitement every time. You won't always feel like doing the work. But the man who wins is the one who does it anyway. He doesn't need to be motivated. He made mastery a standard. That kind of confidence comes from living by principle, not emotion, from sticking to your process no matter what's going on around you. And that's what gives you the calm, composed edge that real men respect. If you've been chasing excitement, it's time to shift. Boring wins. Consistency builds, skills sharpen, and over time, the man who trains when no one else is watching becomes the man everyone looks at when it matters. Point 5. Skill is the one thing that you can count on when everything else falls apart. Life is unpredictable. You know this. One moment things are going smooth, the next you're hit with a setback, failure, conflict, or uncertainty. And when that happens, everything you used to lean on, motivation, hype, opinions, disappear. The only thing that remains, skill. That's your anchor. When life gets chaotic, the men who keep moving forward are the ones who've built real ability. They don't get stuck because they know how to adapt. They've trained for adversity. They've sharpened tools that they can fall back on. And because of that, they lead when other people freeze. Your skill set is your insurance. It's the one thing no one can take from you. Not the economy, not other people, not rejection. When you've trained yourself to be competent, resourceful, and ruthless, you always have a way forward. And that's where confidence becomes bulletproof. You don't fear the unknown because you've made yourself ready for anything. That's not ego. That's preparation. So ask yourself, if everything in your life got stripped away, what skills would you be left to rebuild with? That's what you should focus on. That's where your confidence should come from. When you're built on skill, you become undeniable. In any situation, in any storm, you know exactly what to do next. Motivation fades, but skills stay. And if you're serious about becoming the kind of man who doesn't flinch under pressure, the kind of man who walks with real, earned confidence, then you need to start building competence where it counts. Master a craft, sharpen your tools, do the reps that no one wants to do. That's how confidence becomes part of your DNA. And if you're done chasing hype and ready to become a man with real capability, my private coaching program is your next step. We don't talk about potential, we turn it into performance. You'll build discipline, execution, and strength that shows up everywhere in your life. Click the link below, join the program, and let's start building the skill sets that make you unstoppable. I'll see you there.